Welcome, everyone. What an impromptu live stream, and what an impromptu reason to have a live stream. The climbing spot price of silver on a Sunday, nonetheless, tells you what's going on in the overseas markets. I've watched this climb on Salivate, and I've watched this climb on my buddy International Stacker. I just couldn't avoid not going live with my buddy Long Live Coins. Hey, Long Lived, how you doing?
Good, Tiger. How are you?
I'm okay. Let's say hello to everyone here. Hello, David Carlisle, Space Miner, 3D Woodworks, Baba Wawa. I love Barbara Walsh. She's such a nice lady. But I'm a child of the 70s and the original Saturday Night Live. So, you know, Gilda Radner did this character based on Barbara Walters, called her Baba Wawa. Mad Stacker, who's been a member for 1 month, thank you. And yeah, look at it, almost $70 an ounce. Amy Harrell, good to see you as always. Miss Aloha. You know, one of these days I got to get out to Hawaii. My parents went once in their lifetime. Everybody should go once in their lifetime. Joseph Lopez. Did I miss anyone? Moy Mike. And I already did Joseph Lopez and 3D Woodwork. So I think I got everyone. If I missed anyone, feel free to shout yourself out. And, basically, this was not expected. I was talking to LLC, and we just decided to go live. Hey, Silver and Cigars, welcome. Good to see you.
What's up, Silver and Cigars?
Now, did you expect this weekend?
I didn't know it would jump quite this quick tonight. No, I didn't expect it. So I'm very interested to see what's coming tomorrow morning. I'm hoping that we break through 70 tonight, though. That'll say something in itself. And then we'll see what happens on the Monday knockdown, right? Monday morning's SmackDown.
That'll be interesting because I don't think we're going to go. If we get a SmackDown, I doubt we're going to go under 60. I think that's going to be the new floor.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to be going very, very low very soon.
That's true.
Yeah.
I see where 3D Woodworks is calling for $75 an ounce for a Christmas present.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, that'd be kind of nice to find in your stocking.
That would be. That's almost the price of a gram of gold. I know because I do something every Christmas generally for the youngins, and that's doubled in price. Just for 1 gram of gold is basically doubled. And then the silver is almost what 1 gram of gold was last year now for an ounce. So,
well, when did you start stacking?
At about 2017.
Okay, so you have about 4 years on me. I started in 2021. And
good year to start.
What's that?
Good year to start.
Why is that?
Well, it was just kind of the kickoff of the pandemic and the world going upside down for me. So
yeah, that's when the final light turned on, and I finally started putting it all together. I noticed a lot of things over the decades, and still kept drinking the government Kool-Aid.
yeah, it's surprising the grip it can get on you, and of course, you wouldn't. I don't know. I'm too gullible, and I always think the best of people. And when you're young and you don't know any better, and nightly news is on constantly, and it's talking about your country, and so you just think everything is on the up and up. But it just, the more you listen to the craziness that hopefully eventually strikes a chord at some point, to look into things a little deeper, and that's what happened for me. And so luckily, I was able kind of to throw off those shackles of believing what they're telling me on the nightly news is the true story.
There's so much truth to that. So much truth to that. Welcome, Great Scott. And who else is here? James Schultz. And I think I got everyone.
Let's go silver, indeed, James. It's we're hoping I said we need to go on because it might go through 70, and why not? Having to chat with Tiger anyway, so
Yeah, he just called in to check on me, and I was getting ready to do a new video. Doing some calculations, trying to figure out what I'm going to think is the well. Some people don't like these types of videos. I'm going to mention prediction videos.
yeah.
And I personally understand that some people say, "Well, you don't have an insight to J.P. Morgan and Comex and LBMA and Shanghai, and we don't." And it's totally okay.
I know that Shanghai has been put on the map when it wasn't before. So when you get a gold and silver exchange aside from the Comex and the big boys,
Yeah.
that's starting to have a premium of a few dollars continually for quite a while, 6 months or so, and you start to see metals move.
Oh yeah.
That says something about it.
Well,
That's
not only that, but what I'm trying to say is on prediction videos,
right.
none of us expect someone to hit the mark.
No, yeah.
But on the other side of the coin, they are kind of fun. Everyone likes to try to anticipate, what's going to go on. What's going to go on with the price of gas, what's going to go on with the price of silver. It's kind of fun to see if you have the ability to guess correctly. And that's kind of where I look at prediction videos. Just a year later, see who was the closest. And I certainly was not close. I don't think many of us were.
Yeah.
So I've already written out my script for my prediction video, and I was planning on filming it, but didn't get quite there yet. That's when you called. I was enjoying a hot dog. So there you go.
Nice. So you're getting a video uploaded for your predictions for the year?
No, I got to film it first, and then I'll upload it.
Maybe we should just lay him down live here.
Oh, I don't want to give it all away quite yet. Besides, I've done some simple math, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I think you hit the nail on the head. And when I first started seeing this climb tonight, I kept thinking someone was pulling my tail. So I don't think they're pulling my tail anymore.
Yeah.
So
indeed.
It'd be interesting. Why don't we have people in the chat, both in the vertical mode and the horizontal mode, put in there what you think your price predictions are going to be by this time next year. Let's see what people think. Yeah, thank you, Barbara Wall.
That will be interesting to see.
Let's see here. I just did something. Let's see if that person finds out what I just did.
That's a good idea. I like that. I'm gonna try that.
I smurfed someone.
Okay, I see. I'm gonna try that in my live. Let's see if they see what I did to them.
I smurfed this person and I smacked him in the head with a wrench.
Nice.
Let's see if that person recognizes that they're the smurfed, smacked person. What did I do? Says Amy Harrell. Let's see if y'all catch it. Luby134, welcome to the live stream. $175 silver, 130, 100, 200 by
200, 175, 130. Yeah. Well, those are all within in the range. You know, amazingly, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
look at how many times it's doubled, and now we double again. We're at 140. So
Almost certainly. Great Scott says 175.
Yep, not crazy at all.
They found out that person is now smurfed. You're welcome, Barbara. You've been coming to the channel and showing support. I really wanted to show you thank you on that. But it does come with some responsibility. Say hello to everyone. If I miss someone in the live stream commenting, because sometimes I get tunnel focused. OC Stacker,
welcome in.
make sure that the mods say hello to everyone, especially if I miss them.
That grumpy.
Baka they. I had to let the dogs out. Who let the dogs out? Usually it's the wife that lets the dogs out. Except the ones that like me. If they like me, I'll play with them a little bit more.
Nice.
Most of the dogs like me, but they love her.
Yeah. That's cool. How's things going there for the dog world?
Dog world, she's doing okay. She wants to decrease the amount of work. Well, the amount of dogs that we have is pretty high, and she wants to give up doing the breeding. What happened during the COVID time was you had a lot of people at home bored out of their mind and getting stimulus checks, so they were buying puppies left and right. That amount of purchasing hasn't been happening for a while now. She has worked really hard for quite a few years, and now she wants to focus more on just training other people's dogs and less on breeding. And she says she wants to spend more time with me, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
She bought me an electric bike for my birthday. So it told me that I need to get out of the house, get some sun, get some exercise, get my strength up. And as I've mentioned before, I've made no bones about it that I have breast cancer and I've been getting chemotherapy, which has zapped my strength. And I do love riding bicycles. Did someone say breeding? Now, wouldn't you know that has to be said by someone who's a Mormon? I mean, for God's sake, see, I wish I was a Mormon. I would have more kids. That's okay. I'm the next best thing to a Mormon. I love Mormons, especially if their last name's Osmond. So I love you guys. You guys make the best families.
Right? Yeah.
Someone is following me. So anyway, little side note. Surfer had an excellent video today. Very good about what's going on in the stacking community and sound money. So I just wanted to tell him kudos on his video. I'm also planning on bringing back Attorney Chris Pritt, who was part of the West Virginia House of Delegates, and he completed 2 terms. Oh, cool! Picking up additions to the family.
So is he retired?
What's that?
Is he retired?
No. He believed in term limits. He did 2 terms and then he didn't run a third time.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Okay.
he presented 2 bills to West Virginia, one to recognize gold and silver as sound money, and the other one was to give the treasurer the ability to stack precious metals in the treasury. Neither one of them went very far, and since he left the House of Delegates, his bills have been gathering dust. But earlier this week, I've got great news, and I have his permission to speak. He went on radio here in West Virginia and has announced his candidacy for West Virginia State Senate, and he has a good chance of winning.
Oh wow, cool.
If we can get him back into the legislature, I hope he'll present new bills for sound money, and including giving him access to Daniel Diaz for Citizens for Sound Money. So I'm going to try to bring him back on very soon as an interview, so that, not only for West Virginia, but all of you who are in states that do not have sound money legislation or laws in place, hopefully you all will get some motivation and call your congressmen or delegates or senators to see if these bills can be created. I was told by Daniel Diaz that the best one in our government so far has been Missouri. They have the most soundly based sound money legislation, which has been passed into law. So hopefully we can go ahead and get sound money here in West Virginia. That would make 12 states in the union 24% of all the states. And the bigger that percentage gets, the better it's going to be for everyone else here. OC Stacker says, Christmas Eve, my birthday is much better. I think OC was either born on Christmas. I think it was Christmas Eve. And then, if I remember correctly from the last live stream, Nick's Coin's husband is a Christmas Day baby. So, those of you who are born in December, make sure your families don't cheat you. You get 2 sets of presents, just like everybody else. See Stacking and Collecting. Welcome. Good to see you. Governor Newsom is going to make sound money laws once he is president. Don't believe it. If he intended to, he would have done it already in his own state. He's just dangling the carrot to yank it away. Dangling the carrot to yank it away.
You sound like you are coming from experience, Tiger.
Oh yeah. Not only from experience having it done to me, but before I met my wife, my favorite pastime was dating gold diggers. Not because I really was interested in them. I'd dangle the carrot, yank it away, dangle the carrot, yank it away. It was so much fun. I wasn't interested in them. I didn't want to have any romance with them. I just wanted to torment them.
Right.
Would know some money if he actually heard it. That'd be an interesting video. Why don't you go up to Governor Newsom, bring your pocket pinger, ping it, and see if he can recognize what the sound is. I think that might get you some new subscribers.
Nice. OC said he's sending some osmium, so there's that. Okay, I'm not knowing what that. Sorry, OC, I'm not correlating. I don't know if I missed some comments or if I was supposed to correlate that with something he said, but sorry if I missed you on that one over my head.
So let's take a look at these numbers here.
Please do.
So let me refresh that.
Yeah, cool. Good to see you.
$69.54. I can't get those screens that Uncle Salve gets. So this is the best I can do for right now until I learn more tech. $69.54. And gold, 44.06 and change. So what has that done to the silver gold ratio?
Yeah, that's we've been coming down hard.
31.
Yeah, go to are you on a year there?
This is a 1 year. This is
Yeah.
for 2025.
Okay, cool.
So that says something.
Okay, so that was the silver price. I thought that was the gold. So the gold and silver ratio is about the same as the price. Okay, so we're actually below on the gold and silver ratio to the price of silver now.
Yeah, last time I looked at it, was like 65 or 64. Now
Okay.
it's 63.
Yeah, boy, we're dropping fast, putting a smile on my face.
Tiger, we have a silver buying deal coming next Sunday. I need silver to go down to 55 by then. We need your help. And how am I going to help you? If you know how I'm supposed to help, let me know.
Yeah, so from 105 a few months ago to 63. That's quite a rate drop within a few months there. There's a lot of people that didn't think that ratio was going to close, but some of us did. Were you expecting it to close too, Tiger?
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't expect it to hit 70 so quickly. I'm not surprised, but I didn't expect it. With us getting closer and closer to January 1st, and that China is planning on decreasing, limiting, or stopping silver from leaving China, that says something. Plus, they've been hoarding it. So is India, and as I understand it, so is Russia. They started going into the silver as well. We could see $80 silver before years out.
So yeah, not only Russia, India, Saudi Arabia. Did you see Saudi Arabia's has the largest silver bar ever created? It was like 1776 kilograms for the founding of their UAE or whatever. It's in the Guinness Book, I think, for largest bar, and they got that in their I don't know if it's their central bank or anyway, some big bank. Along with buying a lot more, basically showing they're investing in silver. There's central banks are now starting to invest in silver, which is, it's not going to take a lot to go a long ways with some of these things. So yes, Russia was in a year and a half, 2 years ago or so. They've been in for a while, but you're now seeing all these other countries buying in as well. And so I think you're going to probably see nationalization of things before long. Like if the price doubles again, there's going to be some head turning in places, right? Like, Mexico, think about how much silver they send us.
Yeah.
And my goodness, if you were Mexico, you would think about wanting to keep some of that, wouldn't you? If the price doubles suddenly.
Well, they kind of are with their limitations of libertades.
Good point. That's probably the best answer we have on why it takes them so long to get over here, and there's so few of them, right? That's funny.
Well, but it's true.
Yeah.
I heard this last year, or is it this upcoming year? I forget which way I heard it. They are the premiums of libertades is really skyrocketed simply because they've made a serious limited mintage. I don't know if that was for 2025 or 2026. So, by the way, on both the vertical and the horizontal, I put in a link for anyone who wants to come up on board. And I certainly always enjoy having people who can add to the discussion, and including Surfer and OC Stacker. So if you guys want to pop up, feel free to. Invitations open. Melt on silver quarter. Hold on, let's see what he said. Melt on silver quarter is $12.55. Half dollar is $25.12. Morgan is $53.70. That's impressive. Makes me grateful I got in at in the year 2021. Wish I would have got in when you did it, 2017.
Yeah. Well, you're still bypassed me just, because of, what you're able to do in your work life. So, but yeah, it helps. Like, that's what was good for me, right? Is that I had that time.
It
And
is.
I was lucky. To me, that, that's one of the bigger points that I wish, I could spread that knowledge to other people. Like, that's why I started my channel. And you can't make someone else see what you see, but I try to get people to visualize it. But back when I got in, I was a little bit more questionable about the monetary system and what I was learning, and watching Mike Maloney's videos on the monetary system. What's that series of videos he has? Anyway, I'll think of it. But and so I was wondering on the maybe I'm not right in the monetary system, maybe I'm missing something. But as time progressed and I kept digging deeper and deeper, it just became more and more obvious that no, this is going to happen. We are where I think we are. And once you have that understanding of the bigger picture, and that the value of your fiat is going to continue to go down, and they're going to have to continue to print because of the way the system is set up. It's not like they're really good people balancing the books up top and they're going to get it back under control. That's not what we're going through. And so, once that they're going to keep printing, it's going to keep devaluing the fiat, and they're selling silver at what they're keeping at, what their books are calling for. This is what they're asking for it for. And so you're getting in at an honest weight and balance, just understanding that the commodities are going to be the more important thing going forward. And what's the best, most liquid commodity in the world for 3,000 plus years is gold and silver. And it keeps its value. It can't, corrode or go bad. And so, once you understand that, you can just steadily stack and stack and stack. And that's what I've been doing. And that's basically has given me a footing now. And so,
So are you trying to say you're playing footsies?
yeah. Yeah, I think it's just important to get an understanding of the bigger picture, because otherwise you get caught up in like the back and forth that people have about, oh, it's at an all-time high, it's going to crash now. And, looking at, if, you need to understand for yourself the larger picture and why they have to print more and more, and that can only devalue the fiat system unless there's some huge change in the system that you'll know if happens. And so right now there's only one way to keep going. And so, people need to understand that. And then you won't get shaken out either, because we are going to have volatility, right? Like, it is already jumping up to 70. It probably will drop down $10. And don't let that shake you out, because that's just a correction that's going to catapult us, to much higher numbers. In fact, the 1980 inflation adjusted $50 high in 1980 would now be $200 plus. So we're not even to the high that it got in 1980. But this event is going to be much broader and larger than what people refer to about the Hunt brothers, even though there's more to it than that. But this is going to be worldwide. It's at the end of a global fiat system, not just a one country fiat system. So everyone is participating in this commodity crunch, and it's went from a fiat dollar war, a fiat exchange war, to a commodity war. It's kind of the same thing, really, if you think about it, because it's the commodities are the thing that are actually have value. And since the paper money is what this warring is about, because it no longer holds its value that it should, and so people don't want to trade with each other because they don't want their junky dollars, then the commodities become the money. The commodities become the real value. And of course, in that environment, gold and silver are gonna, do things that we can't even imagine, because all of that fake value and all those dollars has to come back into real things. And so gold and silver being probably the heightened commodity out of all of them that will receive most of that. It's going to go into lots of things, but usually gold and silver outperform everything else in value consumption of those fiat goods. And this will be the first time that it's a global accounting for the devaluing of the dollar.
Yeah, and can you believe it? Gold is on the top tier right now, and last I looked, silver was number 4. That's
isn't it, doesn't it though? And I think I was just listening to International Stacker, and that's what he's saying. It needs to be number 2, and probably will get there.
It's going to be really interesting if it becomes number 1.
No doubt.
I mean, heck, I think it was 2022 that I bought these from you. These comic slices.
Oh yeah, those are awesome. Those are.
Yeah, I label everything.
Okay, yeah.
I bought this from you. No, I bought this from Ian, January 4th, 2024. Let's see when I bought the other one. I know I bought some from you too.
Yep. Yeah, you got the full design. You got the tall, the squat, the gas, and the no gas.
That's one I got from you in December 2023.
Awesome.
I had another one, but the wife stole it. Well, that girl's pretty ruthless.
That's awesome, though, man.
I got a really good deal on one of these. Oops, it's upside down. Let's see here. I am Charlie. Whoever that is, I don't know. Give me a second. I bought one of these from Plumber Stacker. Wife saw how shiny it was, and it looked like diamonds. She stole it. I had to buy another one from you.
Nice.
February this year. Let's see who I am Charlie is.
OC says he has one as well. I remember he got one for me too. So they're awesome, man.
Hello, Charlie.
We might be getting back into those, so stay tuned on that. If the premiums spike up again, like they probably will, then we'll probably see more sliced 1,000-ounce.
Hold on. Sorry, I got the audio.
Wrong channel. Good to see you. Check Stacker, welcome.
Hey, Check, welcome. Who's Charlie?
Okay, we should be good.
I'm hearing background noise, but I'm not hearing.
Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. I had the both audios going.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Tell us who you are, Charlie. Okay. I don't remember seeing you before.
Oh, my name's not Charlie. I'm sorry. It was just like a default name or something. It's Gear Up Survival.
Hey, Garrett. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So what do you think about these spot prices?
I just got out of a live stream with International Stacker, and they were skyrocketing. I'm fairly new to silver. I'm about 5 months in, and
Welcome.
been pretty
Yeah,
wild.
awesome. Good. We'll have to hear more about that. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Oh, not a problem. Yeah, no, it's been nice, and it's been reassuring because you know, it was already kind of what was considered high when I was getting in, when it was at like just barely touching $50, and people were telling me like, oh, if anyone gets into silver now, they're just stupid because it's going to crash and it's going to go down another $20 like it always does and everything. And I was like, well, I just said, are you sure about that? And because I knew what I was finding out just watching the world and just the economy and just what else it's doing around other nations, and it just looks so undervalued because you know, you go out to dinner nowadays with just maybe even just two people, even at a fast food you can get up to $40, and I was just like, wow, I could get like an ounce of silver. So this just seemed really cheap at the time, while everything else seemed to be going expensive: cars, housing, rent, electric, everything. So I just jumped on, and I have been going ever since and trying to go as strong as I can. I try to pick up an ounce or two at a time, every paycheck if I can. You know, just do what I can. So
No,
I'm
yeah.
really enjoying
Well,
it.
you're expected to. I was
I'm
just
sorry.
talking. I was just talking to a lady over at Best Buy. Reason being is that my internet provider has had a lot of trouble. I had a lot of outages. When snow comes down, outage. We've had last week 3 episodes of snow, 3 episodes of outage. We had a windstorm earlier this week, outage. And I had a video that that I did an interview with Ian Everard where he talks about the rising price of silver, but also his experiences as a bullion dealer, which I think was a really good video. So if you guys get a chance, go see that. I think it was probably one of his best interviews he ever gave, including when he went on over to commodity culture. But one of the things I wanted to point out is where we're talking about the rising price of silver, you know, I started in not knowing anything. You're at least starting in where you, granted, the price is higher, but you went in with more knowledge than I did. So I want you to realize that, you know, the knowledge is the power, and in this case, we've had a step up of silver instead of a spike like what happened with the Hunt brothers in the 80s, or what happened in 2008 or 2011, where they were all a spike up and then a crash down.
Yeah.
These have come with steps. These have come with what the market and analysis talk about, cup and handle formations. And although there is no guarantee of anything, step ups and cup and handles tend to be a little bit more stable than the spikes of the past. And I'm not a financial advisor. None of us here are financial advisors. However, history does tend to repeat itself. And
I
this
agree.
history possibly won't repeat itself because it's not a spike up. Now, me personally, I think there's going to be a pullback, but I think it's not going to be anything greater than 20%. So it's going to be 20% or less. And
Yeah.
With Shanghai trying to hold on to the silvers, China, India, Russia, others, and there being a push for BRICS nations to try to dethrone the U.S. dollar as the world reserve currency, you know, there is going to be I can't see it coming down and staying down. You know, the recent attempt by COMEX to help support it that failed.
Yeah. Well, what you said there with the Shanghai is really big within itself. It's been the LBMA and COMEX, and that's just what's been the controller of this for so long, right? And four big banks, as they always talk about. And the Shanghai coming in there to be an offset to that, even if they don't have complete control, just makes a huge difference. So because they can't drop it too much in one market without getting that arbitrage going strong, and so that takes a lot of control out of their hands. If the Shanghai is legit, like I think it is.
Well, look at the evidence. I mean,
exactly.
There's other components going on, but I think the international interactions, the standing for physical delivery, which pretty much hurt the LBMA, which then had to get silver from the COMEX, and both of them trying to replenish their COMEX bars, and the refiners can't keep up, as evidenced by the fact that they want pure silver to pour COMEX bars. In fact, the interview I had with Ian, when he gets a COMEX bar, it's right back out the door at a higher premium than 1 ounces. I mean, he clearly stated that on the last interview, because for the refiners, they don't have to refine it. They buy it and turn it around, either send it back to one of the exchanges or to industrial people who would then put it into other products like batteries and solar panels and all that.
Yeah.
This is completely uncharted territory and upside down procedures compared to what we've been used to.
Yes.
I went to a coin shop, the pawn shop. They're buying $9-10 back a spot.
Yeah.
Because they can't get it out the door to reclaim their finances. So they have to short it in order to try to make sure that they don't lose the shirt.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
I was just going to say that he had mentioned that this had happened before back in earlier times, and it also happened, I believe, what was in the 1932s, I think it was, where we started seeing charts like this. And I was just comparing the two, all the times this charts happened, and like if everything shows, then silver should be about $150 if I'm not mistaken. But the main reason why I stack are these rounds is because I'm looking at more of like an industrial kind of path down it. I feel like I'm getting the most weight out of this way. So, I mean, that's what I'm sticking with. But the demand has been crazy right now, and I feel like it's just going to get. Me personally, I feel like it could easily double by next year.
Oh yeah, I think so too. Yep, it's one of those things, like I was saying earlier, with the fiat coming to an end. It happens in many countries many times. Well, every time, to be exact.
Can I ask a question that you might actually know, because I'm pretty new to this, but as far as like, would there ever be a time where this would be like a silver eagle versus a round, where this currency, they call it numeratic, I guess, or whatever, but since it's U.S. currency, could there ever be a time where you can't melt this because then it's considered your burning treasury or something, or would that ever be a case that could ever happen and it get kind of reversed, and kind of what happened with the 90% stuff with some of the currency, a lot of the older stuff? Are you aware of any of that?
Well, maybe. I'm not quite sure your question, but like if you're asking about melting down a coin as opposed to a silver round,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like you know, they may could be a problem where, you know, a country sees someone melting down their national currency and declares it a, you know, illegal or something. That might be possible. The silver rounds, though, like you're saying, aren't backed by a country, so they're just privatized silver that someone is stamping into a specific weight and design and making it easy to trade or barter. So that should always be able to melt down. I don't know if that was what you were asking or
Yeah,
not.
no, yeah, it did. I'm sorry. I hope it wasn't a silly question. It was just like I was
No.
wondering like just why I kind of understand like why people go after them because they're kind of trusted and they know what they're getting and it's backed.
Yes.
But
Yes.
just in general, it's like, you know, it's just I kind of just always wondered why there's such a premium when it really
Yeah,
isn't.
and some people will claim, like, they call it a coin of the realm, and that's, you know, a coin that's recognized by the government. And so some people will say, boy, only buy, you know, coins of the realm, because if things do get tough, then you have a coin that your government has recognized, and therefore you'll have that official tie to the government. Well, I think that's true and relevant, and there's possibilities for it. But on another hand, right now we're looking at the fact of that the reason that the fiat dollar is losing its value is because we don't really trust the government maybe as much as they would like. So you know, it could be that the government's kind of crumbling at that time, and so that it really doesn't matter whether it's a coin or a silver round, you know. So at the end of the day, that's what's great about silver, is that it's the intrinsic value of the metal that you're holding in your hand that makes it valuable. Not that someone else is claiming its value. It's that that's the worldwide tradable value. That's the market. That's the free market making a choice that they trust a physical asset from the earth that is limited in ratio, whereas someone has a magic money hat and can print as much as they want and they make the rules. That becomes real unfair real fast. And so that's why that trust starts to break down in the fiat realm, is because that can be a never-ending printer, right? So
Yeah. Okay.
And the thing is that, you know, I see that you got some very nice pieces of poured silver there. I'm a huge believer in having a little bit of fun, but make sure that you work really, really hard at trying to keep to what I also like to call the boring stuff.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
you know, that you're going to lose premium on the pours, but yet on the other side of the coin, it can get a little boring buying the boring stuff. Therefore, you know, a lot of us cross over into some fun stuff as well. 949 new member.
welcome in 949.
49. He's been a good member of the channel. I guess he kind of
Yeah.
lost his membership. Maybe it expired.
If I can afford the Silver Eagles, should I be getting those rather than just getting the generic rounds? And say if like I could get more generic maples or buffalo, or should, if I could, go still get these as much as I can? Or if I only have a budget to, let's say, like maybe 1 ounce every week, should I just start stacking the generic? Or since I can get so little, might as well, since premiums and everything kind of aren't really premiums so much on some of this stuff because the price is going so high and they're already getting such gains that they're letting these go at spot sometimes.
I can tell you what I did. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor.
Of course.
Okay. I started stacking by weight as a strict stacker. And, you know, after a while, I found fun things called auctions. Yeah. That's how Long Lived and I got to be friends. We would bid against each other. We were probably making each other crazy, you know, crazy in la cabeza. And I was bidding on a very rare piece, and I was throwing in what we call insurance. And this fella here just bid underneath my top bid, made me pay top dollar, and just that
That is a nice piece.
competition led to a friendship. So, but honestly, when I came down with sepsis, which was a little over a year ago, I was out of work for about 2 months, and then I had to sell some of my silver because I never expected that. And although we did store cash at home, my wife and I are very good at leaving the cash alone. That's something that we both have to work on being better at. Most recently, I've let the community know about a new thing. I ended up coming up with breast cancer, and a lot of the hospitals aren't willing to hire or maintain hiring a doctor that's a 1099 contract employee, which we all are, because of the chemotherapy. They're worried about the weakness and all that was possibly going to come on. In fact, it's left me with some very interesting side effects. But the point of the matter is, I had 4.5 years of stacking before that happened. And I'm grateful I got the boring stuff, because I'm leaving that as much as I can alone, so that I'm going to beat this cancer. But in the rare event that I might not, my wife doesn't pay attention to this stuff. I want something that's easy for her to be able to liquidate if she needs to, and won't have to deal with the premiums and the rarities and people. I don't want that. I want this. I don't want that. That's just more hassle for a grieving widow. So I wanted to leave the eagles, the bars. This right here is a kilo. It's a fun piece, but it does have.
That's a cool piece, especially for the channel.
It is a cool piece, and I bought this in May of 2023 for just under $1,200.
Dang.
Now what is a kilo going for? Let alone a premium piece like that.
Yeah, that's
So
a nice piece right there.
Yeah, it is.
And there's a lot right there. That's just beautiful.
Yeah, and
This,
the more I've gotten, the more I've gone through stuff, the more I want to stick with coins of the realm and basic generic silver. I'm a huge fan of 10-ounce bars. A huge fan. If you had to liquidate and you needed a bigger amount, you're going to get. You don't have to take as many pieces in as you would, say, 1 ounces. So, just a little food for thought of how I handle it. That's a pretty piece there.
So,
thank you. By
I'll throw in what I would say about it. It's pretty much, what Tiger is saying. There's a lot of different comments in the comment section about what they would do. Just a lot of people, when they start off, will say, I'm only going to stack constitutional, or I'm only going to stack silver eagles or rounds, and that's fine and good, and different strategies for different reasons, but you get bored after a while. And so, you're going to want to just kind of leave it open to,
exactly.
And like what you were talking earlier, timing will have quite a bit to do with it. So like if the premiums on eagles spike up like they did a couple years ago, the premiums on silver eagles were at 100% almost. So, and then they've dropped down here recently to just almost the same as a round. barely a premium at all on them. And so that's a great time if you want eagles to get into eagles, right? Is when that
Yeah.
premium is way low. And then,
Yeah.
you know, you can use those variants to kind of judge when you might want to do what. And that's kind of the fun thing about stacking, is the more that you can see those differences and see where a good angle for the moment is, and that can, you know, you can hone in on your technical ability in silver to get the good deal, you know. So that's how I would handle it. Just kind of keep it open, get a little of whatever else you want. The whole, like I said, the whole silver eagles being your sovereign coin, you know, there are a few arguments for it, but at the same time, you know, we're kind of one of those independent countries where we were founded on individual rights, not the collective ideal. So
Right.
it could come back to the silver is silver, and you know, it's not going to be much of a big difference there. So
Let me interject here. Check Stacker just gifted 5 Tiger Stacker memberships. Thank you very much, Check Stacker. And those of you who have been gifted, please send a big thank you out to Check Stacker. These include 3D Woodworks, The Gambit, Chris Concert Corner, Zardoz. So all of you send a big thank you out. Lady Bluegrass, Chad Wolf, send a big thank you out to Check Stacker. I appreciate you so much, Check. Thank you.
Yep, good to see you, Chad and Lady Bluegrass. And yeah, another quick point I'll make, sorry, right quick, is Space Miner says premium pieces can be your advantage in a competitive market. Premium is to get your hands on it, not get your money out of it. And I think one thing that, you know, like I can see that you're not really necessarily a problem for you, but getting so hung up and caught up on premiums, for me, knowing the bigger picture is something I think I see people getting hung up on too much. They think, oh, that's $1.50 over, I seen it $1 the other day, what a bad deal, and they don't pick it up. But you know, now that it's up $40, that dollar premium looks ridiculous, you know. So premiums, yeah, find your best deal, but don't sweat it overly too much. It's more important to get it than to, you know, sweat over the little bit of premium, because it can rise that premium in you know, a day or two. So
one of the things that I learned as a watcher, what I call a watcher, is someone who joins YouTube, doesn't create content, but just goes ahead and just watches everything, learns. That's what all of us started off with, to my knowledge. I was a watcher for a long time until I started making my own channel. So,
yeah,
you know, one of the things that I learned from someone who doesn't create content anymore, a nice fellow by the name of Silver Joker, he frequently would say, it doesn't matter what the price of silver is. It matters only when you buy and when you sell. So you don't value your wealth by the fiat dollar, other than for when you're buying, and even more so when you're selling. So if you don't sell your silver, it doesn't matter what the price is. It only matters when you sell.
That's true.
You measure your wealth not by the dollars, but by the ounces. So one of the things I learned early on was that lesson. And I started my own spreadsheet. I used to do it by hand. Every night I do it by hand. And then my wife got me turned on to something called Microsoft Excel. So I developed a spreadsheet that I put in my data, and I can have all sorts of information in a fraction of the time. So I would recommend all of you do that. And how many of us forget what we bought something for? You know, for instance, I label everything, you know, where I bought it, when I bought it, and how much I paid for it. And, you know, if you look at it, and I put that information in the spreadsheet so I can then see what I'm going for. When I first bought my very first big amount, it was a $10,000 purchase from a company. Don't get it from this company, American Hartford Gold. They'll rob you blind. About a month or so later, the uh, uh, the you know, what do you call it? Like Gmail. You know, they always send you advertisements. Somehow they know what you're buying, so they
Yeah.
sent me a thing about Money Metals Exchange, and I looked at the prices about a month or so later, and basically, um, what happened was I realized how much American Hartford Gold took advantage of me. I was down about 70 or 70 plus percent on the purchase price. And that was 2021. Now, because of spot price, I'm up. Last time I looked, of all the purchases I've made, 94%. And so that's overcome what American Hartford Gold did to me. It would have been better if I would have been smarter, but I was new, so you know the disadvantage of not being educated like you have been. Yep, I sold OC Stacker a dark MAGA round of a Trump effigy, and I guess he wants to sell it now.
Yeah, one thing, like Tiger was saying, there's kind of a bit of a learning curve too. That's just common, like with anything. And you know, I bought overpriced coins when I first got in because I wasn't sure what I was getting. I wanted to trust it, you know, so I went. I paid a little bit more because I knew it was real silver. But you know, that's kind of like going to college or paying to go to school. You know, it takes a while to learn the reality of a thing. And so sometimes that premium is just part of the beginning, you know, getting in, learning about it. And so don't get too upset if you overpay for something somewhere. It's not that big of a deal, especially since you're getting into, you know, something that's on the positive slope. So eventually it'll probably be made up for. And you know, that's a learning curve, like with all things, right?
So I got a question for you. What was your price prediction by end of December this year for silver and gold?
Probably like 40 or something.
The advantage to actually doing the advantage to actually doing um, a uh, a video on predictions. Now, like I said, some people poo-poo on the whole thing about price predictions, and I get that. They like to live in fact and all that, and you know, and we need to live in fact. That's how we're going to survive all this. But sometimes you just got to have a little fun. So,
Yeah.
doing a price prediction video, I don't expect anyone to be right. I just, you know, they're having fun. I'm going to do mine. I'm going to have a little fun. Then we're going to get back down to business. But let me show you what my price prediction was about this time last year for the end of December this year and see how wrong I was. If we had a good year, which means that our economy was doing good, I expected $2,800 silver and $34. I'm sorry, $2,800 gold and $3400 silver. And if the economy did badly, I was expecting 3,000 plus and 39 to 34, excuse me, 39 to $40 silver. And that's kind of funny because you can look back and see how wrong you were, get a good chuckle out of it.
Yep.
So I don't think any of us expected this wild ride for this year.
Indeed. Yeah,
I just
like I said, you and me were about right on with $40. You know.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
head on out of here, guys. I gotta get to head to bed. I just want to say thank you for answering some of my questions and the insight, and taking the time to.
I would say look at what is important to you, what the important things are in your life, and how your finances and your wealth play in that. Come up with a game plan that works for you, and then periodically reevaluate it to see if you're attaining your goals. And always keep in mind, we are not going to be here forever. You need to prepare for what's going to come your way. Could be an illness, could be an accident, could be passing away. And what is your exit strategy for those bad things, and your exit strategy for when God calls you home, and what you've done to help your family once you're gone. When you come up with those plans, then go ahead and adjust your stacking strategy accordingly.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
just God bless you, brother. And I hope that you have a Merry Christmas, and I hope 2026 is just an incredible year for you. And
Thank you, and you too.
Thank you for letting me share. And it was nice meeting you too.
Thank you for sharing your knowledge and the newbies' approach to their starting in your silver journey. And congratulations in your silver journey. I hope you have nothing but success.
Yeah, welcome into the community, and glad to have you. And it's great to hear that you're awake to what's going on and going the right direction. So congratulations on that.
Thank you, guys. Good luck tonight.
Yep.
Right. I don't know if Surfer's still here. He was a little bit under the weather. Hey, OC, why don't you pop up? You're usually a good wealth of knowledge and just a scream to have around.
Yeah, I don't know about the first one, but I'll take the second one.
Yeah, he's usually even more funny if Nick's Coins is around. He teases her.
That's right. They go at it, don't they? I forgot about that.
Well, Surfer had a 4-way live stream. Him, OC, Nick, and Sean's Precious Bullion. And it was nice to see Nick because I hadn't seen her in a long time. She had a artificially generated background. Was really cool because it accentuated her outfit and her hair. So, but she's a lovely lady, both inside and out. But that background just accentuated it. Let's see here. What did OC say? China, Venezuela, European nation turning in their bonds and treasuries. A lot going on in the world. There's a lot of truth to that.
That's either all of the so much of what's going on is to do with the fiat and these commodity wars, the redrawing of these lines. All of this is connected to the whole reset, the whole monetary foundation, and all these assets are being realized to be what the reality is coming back into play, is another way of saying it. And so that's my little take on that. Little bit I want to throw into the side there.
Well, everybody's pulling back into their own countries, and at the same time, monetary system is just an absolute mess. So usually that is a prelude to war, which, hey, OC, are you there?
Yep. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
I hear you.
So when you have countries pulling into themselves instead of interacting with each other, when you have financial issues of financial jeopardy going on, those are usually preludes to war. And I think we're currently in a state of war, but not as much of a physical war. We got cyber wars going on right now. We have financial war between the U.S. dollar's world reserve currency versus the BRICS nations loading up on precious metals to back their ability to trade outside of the dollar. You know, this can get really scary really fast. So, it's one of the reasons why those of us who've woken up are going to be in a little bit better position,
Yep.
whether it's going to be a global or a national, or in my case, a personal SHTF. Could you imagine the mess I would be in if I didn't start saving money 4+ years ago?
Exactly. Yeah. That. Yeah. Times that times 10 for me. Oh yeah.
Although I will tell you, though, the wife did spend a good bit of money buying an electric bike for me to get me out of the house, get me some sun, get me some vitamin D, allow me to start building my strength. Um, she even took it one step further. Um, I had a Harley Davidson Ultra Classic, and because of the decreased strength, she wants me on a trike, so we traded it in on a trike, similar to what I had in 2017 that I traded out for other cars. Um, but I think I'm going to ride the trike way more than I'm going to ride the Ultra Classic. Simply because I don't have to worry about dropping a bike. Get me out of the house, get me down the road. You know, there's a certain level of smiling that happens when you get wind in your face.
Right.
What you got there?
Just a little weight in the hand. Looks like OC's got some weight on the desk. A couple chickens up there.
Yeah, let's see what he's got.
Those are my latest acquisitions from Reckless Metals. So I built my wife a coffee table that's basically a huge coffee table that has a glass top and you can lift it up. So I have the pictures. We lost her father and her stepfather a few years back, and so I built a memorial. Her real father was in the Navy, her stepfather was in the Marines. Both were decorated, so I have their medals and their pictures. And so I bought those. There's a small, medium, large of each. There's two. You'll see there's two different styles of eagles there. The ones on the right, well, my right. Um, I tried to get that's the small and the medium, and the guy and they only Reckless only poured one large one, and the guy that won it said I could have it after he passes away. So I wasn't able to get it, so I abandoned that. So I love the way they look, so I'm going to keep no matter what. The small one on the left behind Trump, that's the small. The medium stacking surfer received yesterday in the mail, and the large, one of my friends, it was only one of one again, and one of my friends won it, and he gave it to me at his cost. So
Wow.
I won't have all that done by Christmas, but it's a Christmas gift that I had put together, that I am putting together and have, but it just won't be finished probably until after I get the large one. If it comes Monday or Tuesday, then awesome. If not, but I've already showed my wife what I'm doing. She's totally stoked. So I just think they're a great, cool thing to bring silver into the house on display type of setup. And then I was
That's
answering. I'm going to answer Barbara. Those are MagTech. I have 25 boxes of those. They just happen to be on my table because I haven't put them in my safe yet. But those are I buy just as much lead as I do gold and silver, and those are all, each box is 50 rounds. I forget what that grain count is. I forget, but anyhow, they're all hollow points. So I have way more lead than I do gold and silver. That's for sure.
Hey, can I interject here and ask
Sure.
about the bottom right of your screen there? Is that a 1 ounce square piece or a rectangle piece there?
I just got that just the other day. That's part of a secret Santa that I was doing with Metal Mob, with Cartier silver, Liberty Bleed silver, FG stacker. In fact, I got to bounce off of here and go over there. I haven't even had a chance to even thank FG stacker, but I went on their show a couple of weeks ago. And FG Stacker, I told them my hobbies are guns, cars, and coins. And I don't know if you can zoom in on that, or maybe I can try to do it. I know everything on my cameras. Oh, there it is. But if you look at that
Let me interject a second. We had a visitor, BTH. I was waiting for you to give give a chance for me to say hi to him, but he disappeared. So BTH, whoever you are, if you want to come back and be part of the panel, feel free to.
yeah, I'm gonna have to bounce pretty quick anyhow.
Okay, go ahead.
So anyhow, so if you look at that at the gun tip, you're gonna see there's a stack of coins at the end there. So you see the Corvette and the gun, and then there's change. I don't know if there's a way we can zoom in on that. I'll see if I can do my best to get up on that thing, but I am horrible with learning how to do this. Yeah. And I don't know if I had the right light on there either. Probably not. And then it's
Yeah, no, so I quite like it. If you
well, it's well look in the back. You can see there's a COA against the ammunition boxes. It says OC Christmas bar, serial number mintage 1 of 1, December 14th, 2025. Weight is 1.25 ounces. And then that copper round, he also sent me that copper round. And then all these white stands that you see that everything's on, all came from him as well too. So he went so above and beyond. Um, and then that's my Second Amendment that Angry Warrior poured um, there. So, and that you can see his stickers and his poker chip there. He just did an absolute phenomenal job on that piece, and I couldn't be more stoked. I mean that's a gift that someone put a lot of heart and soul and thought into doing and into making that and listening to what I said, and he put it to the metal, so to speak.
cool. Well, I could reach out to FG Stacker for another. That's a pour then, or
Well, I can tell you more about it tonight after I get off Metal Mob. I haven't had a chance. I finally reached out, and just probably before the shows, he had texted me and I said, "Hey, let's chat." And then he said, "No, come up on the live and let's chat about your bar." So I said, "Yes, I will do that." So I want to make sure I catch a lot of Tiger. I love modding for him, and he's a good friend, and I treasure him, and I want to be here for him and support him in any way, and any knowledge that I come across ever can help the community. You know me, long live. I think you were my first ever YouTube interview.
sweet.
And I have, in fact, I got to order more from you because I'm on my last tube of chapstick. By the way,
Oh, nice.
it's always in my pocket, dude. It's been in my carry ever since I met you and got my first package.
That's
In
awesome.
fact, here, look at this. My first. Let's see if it's on this. Yeah, there it is, right there, right here. Do you recognize this? When I
Okay.
bought my first package from you, you that was an extra. That's a widow's mite that you had sent me.
Oh yeah, cool, nice, awesome.
So, dude,
Yeah,
I mean, just because we don't chat every day, but we see each other around, dude. I mean,
yeah.
all these things mean something to me. I would never in a million years, even if someone gave me a brand new MS-70 widow's mite, this means more to me.
Oh wow, awesome. Well, thank you. That means a lot. Cool.
So I have my chapstick. I have my Comex bars that I bought from you. That's one of my treasured
That's
items.
awesome.
I put that when I go to coin shows. That's always out on display, and I get more questions about that.
Cool.
So it's kind of a no-brainer. If they offer you 10, just put my name down, and I'm just going to buy it.
All right, sweet. It's top of the list.
Yeah. And then I think, I don't know, is a prospector round in that picture? That's
Yeah.
that's the first gift that was ever sent to me to maybe, well, 3 years of 2 or 3 years ago, I can't remember. That came from Tuli Tuli. My birthday obviously is in a couple days on the 24th, and she had sent that to me. So these are just,
Wow,
and
you're
then
on
that,
the 24th?
yeah, and then that Trump round. So I was in another gift exchange with SGT, and SGT had poured that Trump bus that you see there, and I had ordered one, but it took forever to get it. I wasn't getting upset, but I said, "Hey, when's it coming? When's it coming?" So Thule had reached out to SGT and said, "Hey, I got OC as my pick. What should I get him?" And SGT said, "Hey, I got this Trump bus." So he basically poured that, sent it to Thule. Thule stamped OC on the bottom of it and sent it to me for my Secret Santa from
Oh,
SGT's
wow.
channel. So
Awesome.
I've already had the most awesome Christmas in the world, to be honest with you. I got such cool things. And Stacking Surfer sent me this one from Wounded Warrior. I'll put this out here. I had that. I don't know if I'm really bad at. This is that gold gilded reverse proof Trump
Sweet.
that just came in. And then he ordered 2 Marines, and the U.S. Mint lost my order because I'm trying to get all 4 of them for or all 5 of them, and obviously the Marines ones I really wanted because that's going to go in that shadow box I built for my wife. So each one's going to have the new eagle that just came out. They're both going to have the eagles around their portraits. So when I get it all done, I'll take a picture of it. I'll share it with the community. There's a lot of time and effort. This is a year-long project that I'm hoping I can finish it in the next 2 days. If that large piece comes in, I'll be all done.
Cool.
Next year, I didn't even know there was a Secret Santa in the community. Next year, I hope you guys include me in there.
You can do that. There was just another one last. It wasn't really necessarily a Secret Santa, but Silver Heist did a deal where if you bought in for $77, he calls it you get a seat at the table, and he's got a bunch of cigar boxes that have silver, gold, and platinum in it, and they draw your name and your number. Then you pick a prize. You pick a box, and then you get the box and the prize that's in it.
Okay.
So that
I was
happened last
wondering how
time.
that worked. I watched for a long time. Got really confused how things were working.
Yeah, if you ever see something like that, just holler at me, Tiger. You got my number, brother.
I
LLC,
do.
all you guys got my number, so I'm easily gotten a hold of. I'm retired, so unless I'm on the phone or doing something with my family, I'm always going to chat with you guys.
You're the hardest working retired guy I know.
I say that all the time. It's so funny, but it's true. But I enjoy this.
I don't think that certain people can ever retire. I'm one of them. I went ahead and, like I said, I'm kind of held off because a lot of hospitals don't want a doctor on chemo. So what do? I work on my YouTube. I work on the computer. In fact, I just went over to Best Buy and bought Starlink hardware to get attached to the house so I can get rid of the crazy internet that isn't so good here. I want to be able to not have outages and hiccups.
Speaking of outages, our Colorado power company just decided they sent out a message saying they're going to shut our power off because of high winds on the upcoming day. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. It started.
Do they do that normally?
No, they don't do that. It's all part of this new world order, layout that they're doing, and they're trying to cut down on people's power consumption. So how do they do it? They're just going to shut it off. And this is so high winds is an excuse for them to get the masses used to them shutting off the power on them, in my opinion. It's just my opinion, by the way, but
understood. We got Great Scott coming in. Hey, Great Scott, how you doing?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Great Scott.
Is the audio on?
AC/DC. Haven't heard about them in a long time.
Hey, Tiger. Hey, Tiger. Yeah. I'm gonna bounce out because I need to go jump over to Metal Bob and go chat with them about what this gift I got. So,
okay.
Love you guys. Have a Merry Christmas. If I don't see anybody or see in the chats, I'm sure I will. LLC. Let's chat about when those bars come in.
Okay.
And do you have a generator on your house yet?
I have solar.
Yeah, I have solar, but I have mine on generator backup too.
Cool. Yeah, no, I haven't done that yet. That's probably something I still need to look into.
Yeah, you can go out and get your house wired up for about less than $2,000 and a generator for less than $2,000. So for $4,000, you can be, if something happens, you can run off a generator. So,
Cool. Perfect. All right, we'll talk for sure.
all right, guys, take care, everybody.
Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, OC. Hey, Great Scott.
Yo, what's going on?
Oh,
Sorry, I had to switch browsers because recently Chrome doesn't let my mic work for some reason.
really? I normally find Safari gives me a hard time because I run on a Mac, but
Okay.
I have to do everything StreamYard and Zoom and other programs through Chrome.
If you have any problems, Brave is what's not giving me any problems. I like Brave too.
So, what do you think is going to be the price of silver and gold next year? And what did you think it was going to be this year?
So this year I was starting at 50 and I thought I was being conservative. So I ended up changing it to 60.
You can't change it. What are you talking about?
I only changed
So, yeah.
I only changed it once in 2024 when they went from Biden and Harris to Biden against Trump to Harris against Trump, because I figured that was a good enough reason to change my prediction. But
Right.
this year, I just let it stand.
So a lot of people say silver doubled in a year. It actually doubled in 8 months. I think it's going to double quicker than that. I think the pace is only going to move up. They're going to realize we're running out of silver. We can't replenish it, quick enough. So it's just going to speed up faster and faster. So I'm thinking it's going to double again, probably by July. So you want to talk about the end of the year. Yeah, I think 175 is, again, being maybe even conservative. It sounds insane. It sounds ridiculous. Even as it's coming out of my mouth, it's like, how could it be? But then again, at the same time, it's like, how could it not be? Really, when you think of how potent of a thing silver is, everything that it's used in, that's its quality is it's the best at all these things. So it really doesn't take all that much. So even at, $300 silver, the amount that's used in a cell phone, what's it going to raise the cost? Like $5? It's really not going to make a difference in the, any sales. So it's not like the price can't go that high. The amount of money that's saved in solar is so enormous. We should be paying more for solar. It's insanely cheap. If there's anything you want to invest in, I'd say solar. First of all, your silver at home isn't going to light your lights. Your solar and batteries will. You need
There's
this.
some truth to that. In fact, I'm looking into that. I did a interview which I released as a 3-part video because the original interview was well over an hour, and I didn't think people would want to watch it that long. It was a company called Powered Portable Solar. He does a lot of portable units that are so powerful they can actually power an entire house. So after 4 years of watching him, I had him come from, I think he's from Iowa. And he came here because I don't just trust anyone. I pretty much vetted him by watching him all these years. So he gave us an estimate, but turns out, in my opinion, our power company was overcharging me, and we had sold our electric car, so we weren't consuming that much electricity. So why was my bill so high? So I called them on it, and I told them I want someone to come out and check the meter and make sure no one was stealing electricity. And they just gave me pushback until I finally lost my temper. Said, "What do you mean you haven't come to the house yet?" Because I was out of town. I said, "That's all right, no problem. I'll just go to the local television station and present my story, and let's see what comes out of it once they go live with it." All of a sudden, I had a person coming out to the house checking my meter, and my bill went down. Imagine that.
With the quickness.
And they were all bent out of shape because they acted like I already had solar, which I didn't. I was getting estimates and checking on my power usage because things just didn't seem right. Things were just out of whack. So, now my power bill has come down a good bit, and my home is 100% electricity. So, I really want solar to the house. That way, last winter we had 5 power outages. I was only home for the last one, and it was a yet another ice storm, and took out the power. About 10 seconds later, the Generac generator kicked in, and the wife's worry lines went away, which made me feel like a really good husband. But what happens if they turn off the gas? They're in the same position as everybody else. So my plan is to get solar and be on the grid, so we're getting money back. And when the power on a cloudy day gets down to 50%, it automatically kicks back onto the grid to charge the battery. If the grid is offline, then the closer it gets down to zero, then the Generac generator is going to kick on to recharge the battery back again. So that's my plan.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep, that's why you want to have enough batteries to be able to last you through some shady days. Wrong channel. That's what the batteries are all about. Maybe couple it with some wind or water turbines.
Well, we don't have water close here to use that. I've
Maybe
seen a YouTube commercial where there was a wind turbine, but instead of it having the fingers, for lack of a better word, out there twisting, it's actually a cylinder that the cylinder opens up a good bit on small wind, and on big wind it actually closes down so it doesn't spin and get broken.
Oh, nice.
I've seen that, but I don't see that commercial anymore.
Yeah, I've seen some like that, like in just like downtown streets, like on sidewalks kind of placements. It's always evolving, I've seen really cool ones that you can like hang in your trees. They look like pine cones, and they're just very small and efficient. They're always making them better and better.
It'd be nice if my scientist hero, Nikola Tesla, would have gone ahead and been successful. We could have had all free energy, but the big business back then wouldn't let him get away with it. They shut him down, but hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
I still say that I would love to see that man recognized for the genius that he was and how he helped people even to this very day. And I'd love to have us have a Nikola Tesla national holiday.
Well, just you saying that shows that the knowledge is out there, and people who respect the science and are in the know, they do appreciate him for what he did. And he was successful. The knowledge that we have today because of him, we're truly grateful. And there will be people in the future that are equally. But yeah, I hope it grows as well, the knowledge of how he was cheated.
To answer your question, Steve Woods, the Generac generator will run both on natural gas and on propane. I just didn't want a huge, unsightly tank hanging out on my front yard. It's bad enough I got the biggest air-cooled Generac generator that there is, so I got it attached to natural gas. It's the only product that uses natural gas.
So that's another thing here in Colorado. I just heard about this. They're trying to get rid of our natural gas by 2050. Our use of natural gas down to 0%. Zero is what they want.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were they trying to go green?
Well, yeah. Oh, complete ridiculousness here. Yeah, it won't happen, but I mean, it just shows their intent and how loony they are. And they need to shut the power down for fire safety concerns because of high wind. Well, never before in history have we shut down power for high wind. High wind happens, and if there's an outage, you go work on it. But guess what? The line was, they did little broadcast through the local news station, and they said they're doing their most that they can to keep it safe and effective. So yeah.
Since when does high wind cause fires?
Yeah, exactly. Well, they got to come up with a narrative of some kind, so that was the best they could do.
Is it likely that they're going to be able to pull that off, or is there going to be pushback?
They already did it, and they shut it down for like a half a day or something. I'm sure there's pushback, but it'll,
all the more reason to have solar.
Yes, and still makes me want to leave the state. People will move for stuff like that. I mean, I'm thinking about it.
You can always come over to West Virginia.
Yeah, is it better there?
I'm here.
Well, that's the one thing keeping me away. But no, yeah. How is the state there? Like, what are they pretty? Is it a pretty good state to live in? You think, or
it's got higher taxes than other states, but West Virginians are some of the nicest, kindest people once they go ahead and trust you. Earning their trust is not so easy, and I think that dates back to colonial times when the moonshiners were big, and then the government was going after the moonshiners because they weren't paying their taxes. It wasn't about the moonshine; it was about the taxes. It's all about the taxes.
Right.
So subsequently, they don't trust outsiders very well. But once you do win their trust, they're some of the most loyal, best friends you could ever want.
Yeah, cool, interesting. Cool. That's a beautiful area, right? Beautiful trees in fall. Isn't that just like really colorful trees in fall?
Oh yeah. The mountains are dangerous as hell, though. When I lived in Pennsylvania, we had rolling mountains.
Yeah.
You'd come up to the top of a mountain, and nice, soft, rolling mountains. And you're up at the top, and you can take a moment and look at the other mountains in the general area and see how pretty they were. Don't do that in West Virginia.
Oh yeah.
You take your eyes off the road's gone. You're now either part of the side of the mountain or you're airborne.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the best way to enjoy the mountains in West Virginia is an airplane. And just hope the engine doesn't run out.
Interesting. Pretty dense then in the forestry area, huh?
Oh yeah. I used to. I was a little crazy. When I flew, I loved flying at nighttime. It was calm. The weather was better. There was less turbulence. The downside is if you lost your engine, you, you better be praying really fast. But what was interesting about flying at night was when you're over the mountains, there weren't any towns or anything to light up the terrain. So it was like flying in the clouds, but instead of white fluffy clouds, you were flying in pitch black, but the rules were basically the same. You had to use your instruments to guide you, and don't rely on your body, because your body will lie to you. Your body will lie to you. Man was never meant to fly.
I can believe that.
Without those instruments, you're going to end up like JFK Jr.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately for him and his family.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'd like to. That's one thing that I didn't get to do that I wish I would have done, was fly. My grandfather had a little Piper Cub. He'd fly around the ranch and whatnot, keep an eye on things. And tornado took it away and never got another one. But I think that'd be fun to do.
Oh, they are. They are. In fact, the little tiny airport here, not the big Charleston airport, the little tiny runway airport, they just put in a simulator. I hadn't flown in years, and I went up there, played with the simulator while they were playing with the computer to make sure that it would simulate better than what it was. So I got to play with it for free. I hadn't landed an airplane in years, and the controls on it was way too sensitive. But they told me I did a pretty good job. I'm toying with the idea of getting back into flying again.
Cool.
But, with the wife getting me a trike, it's kind of like, making me really want to get. I think I'm going to use the trike more than I use the Ultra, because you're less likely to. You're not going to tip it over.
Speaking of getting back into things, what about this bar on my picture here?
Let me bring that up here. Hold on. Bring you up. Where are you at? There you are. Oh yeah.
You recognize that?
Oh yeah, that was made by Hi-Ho Silver for both my wife's channel and mine.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm needing a replacement too. Like, not a replacement, but another one to go alongside it. Something that was performed by you.
I am working on that. I had some 5-ounces that I stamped with both of those stamps. I can go ahead and make some new ones. I got a new 2026 stamp coming in. I'm also working on a project. It's been taking a long time. I had to buy some special equipment. So when I get that equipment in, I've been buying it a little bit by a little bit over the course of the year. The last bit I paid for, but it's being the hardened steel is being designed by a company that made the stamps for the bar that you got and the other projects that I've made. So I'm hoping that because I have well over 100 ounces of silver shot that I'm going to be using to make a lot of these products. So it's going to be little tiny pieces and 1-ounce pieces. So, one of the things that I'm looking forward to, because when I get stressed out, I find that hammering silver, pouring silver, dealing with molten silver where you have to be really careful is a lot of fun. And having to deal with something that's very dangerous takes my mind off of the things that stresses me out. Plus, on top of it, when I'm hammering, my wife says I come out of the garage with a huge smile on my face because I've taken out all my anger on the silver. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, that's good. Well, I'm looking forward to it. There's no rush on it, but yeah, just excited to get it, but no rush.
Steve Woods, he's talking about the airport. It's no joke. 20 feet off, and you're dead. That's not Charleston International. That's not CRW. I'm assuming he's talking about WV12, otherwise known as Mallory Airport. Now that one's a one-way in, one-way out airport. Because at the end of that runway is a mountain.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
I've gone in and out of Mallory, but only with a flight instructor because I didn't trust myself. I probably could have done it, but I just wanted to be a little bit extra safe, especially with someone else's airplane. Did you guys go on me? Am I by myself?
Nope. Still alive and kicking here.
Okay. I like that big Walking Liberty medallion you got there. I don't know if that's silver or is that a mold.
Isn't that cool? That's
No, I'm not talking about that one. The one a little bit south of that piece.
what'd you say it was?
Right there. Your hand just went over top of it. To the left. To the left. To the left. Right there.
This.
That one. No, not that one. The one south of it. It looks like a standing Liberty.
Oh, this is my sticker.
Oh, it's a sticker. I wasn't sure if it was a silver or if it was a mold to put in sand casting.
So this is the original Standing Liberty design.
Yep. Whip and everything.
That the artist went back to the mint and said he would like his submission back so that he could change it. And that's when he took the In God We Trust and moved it to the columns. He took off the eagle and replaced it with the shield, and he took off the dolphins.
Okay.
The only reason we have this is because somebody bought the original, I don't know if it's clay or what material it was, but it was bought at a garage sale.
Wow.
Yeah, quite a find.
Those dolphins are awesome.
Right? I wish he had left him. It was supposed to represent, the east and west coast waters.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I would like that coin a lot more if it had those. So.
Oh, you just like the breast.
Oh, that's no problems there either. No.
Hey, we all love the Type 1.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
Yeah, I got one of them somewhere in my teaching box. No joke. I have a teaching box. I have it for when I can be a grandfather and teach my grandsons about real money.
Right.
And show them, what our government has done to our money over the years.
Yeah. Nice. The real deal.
17, but still Type 1.
How much does that go for?
A few hundred.
Cool.
Nice. Let me bring that back up again.
The low flying eagle.
It's nice to see him not slicked down.
Right.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Very cool.
Thank you for showing it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Clearly, I'm a sticker.
No, that's awesome.
It is. It is.
Very nice detail on there. Not that it's detailed, but I mean, very nice detail.
It was actually an eBay snipe. I don't remember if it was that one. I picked up two that are in awesome condition. The other one was really dark and toned. So if you didn't, if you were just scanning through the auctions really quick, you'd pass right by it. You'd be like,
Yeah.
it's old. It's got to be worn down. Don't even bother looking. It's overpriced. But I clicked on it, and it was actually perfect detail. I was like, that's nothing but toning. That thing is,
Nice.
it's BU. So I sniped both of them. One of them, I think, because the title was Standing Liberty Quarter. They missed the L in Liberty.
Oh, wow.
So there were very few people I was bidding against, and again, just picked it up for a song.
You guys want to see an update?
Yeah.
It's dropped a little bit.
$69.15.
Yeah, dropping down just a shade.
And gold, $44.15 and change.
What is platinum doing? Oh, we broke the 2050.
Yeah, 2078.
Now, I see 2058 and change for platinum.
Yep.
And palladium is 1813 and change.
They're all on the move.
Platinum
now, check out
almost,
gold to silver ratio.
platinum almost got up to 2100.
Yeah, it looks like it got pretty close.
It's been moving.
True.
I just don't think it's going to be able to sustain the momentum near as long as silver.
Yeah, I think silver's got a long ways to go too.
Steve Wood, I've landed at Yeager Airport so many times. It's not that hard. It's a very wide airport, and I think it's approximately 6,000 feet long. Maybe a little shy of that. Now, if you want to really try your hand at it, try Mallory Airport, WV18. No, WV12. Now that's a challenge. I also landed at Chicago O'Hare. Now that was a real challenge because they're telling me go faster. I was in a Beechcraft Bonanza F-33 Alpha, and
that's a sweet sounding name. F-33. What was it? Alpha? F-33 Alpha? Nice.
And its landing speed was about 80 knots. They're telling me to land at 120 because of a big jet coming up my butt. So I landed at 120, and I told them in advance I wanted what you'd call a progressive, which means I'm not familiar with your airport, so tell me turn by turn what you want. So take exit echo as I'm already passing it. Like, you mean the one I just passed? So the next thing is he's telling the big jet to do a go around. It's like, oh, crap. That means that big jet is going to be spending a good bit of extra fuel just getting back into position just to land. Like, you guys could have had me go over to general aviation and land there, but no, you all have to do what you all have to do. But then coming out of O'Hare, now that was a real treat. I wasn't even off the ground 20 feet, and they're already telling me to take a turn to get out of all the big jets way. That was fun.
Yeah, I bet.
Well, we're coming up to 2 hours here.
Yeah, I got to get wrapping up here.
I just said earlier that that's going to be a common phrase we hear. Or actually, I think I said, I wish I had bought yesterday. But yeah, the same thing goes for, I wish I had bought a week ago.
Yeah. That's
They're
just
not they're not going to be saying a month ago, like it's moving so fast. They're going to be like, oh, I wish I'd bought yesterday. It was $2 cheaper.
Amen to that.
$2 a day. Yeah, big moves coming, I think.
yeah. I think it's just important to see the bigger picture of what's actually taking place so that you don't get shaken out of it. And
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying earlier too, is there's going to be a point at which you realize you shouldn't be planning on when to sell it and cash in, because what you would be cashing in for is fiat money that's deteriorating.
yeah, that is the problem, right? Yeah, exactly. So that's
You are already holding the best money you could possibly hold.
exactly.
You're just not seeing it as money yet, but
And
you will.
and this time being not just one country under this fiat system. It's been a la la land or deception since we went off the gold standard for the globe, basically, and everything is tied to our fiat dollar. So that's gonna be not just one nation going into it. This could be many nations, and that's what we're seeing. And so this is something that's different than even normal resets. This is a much bigger one, and so it'll probably even outperform what we've seen before. Is another? I mean, yeah.
It's going to be a big unwind. And the thing is, China has been preparing for this for a long time. So they're already way ahead of the game. BRICS was way underestimated. It's rolling out so much quicker than everybody thought. And yeah, it's not going to be long. I mean, they're already using it. They're getting around the petrol dollar.
Yeah, all commodities are starting to come into play because see, it's not just like earlier it wasn't the complete underpinning of everything has become our debasing fiat. So once we hit this point where we're at, which I think we're there, where it's kind of okay, we see that everyone sees the playing field and what's taking place, and so everyone is going to have to shift into something solid and the basic goods and needs of your country. If one country needs X element, that's going to be a big focus on how do they secure that for their country as this thing comes apart. And all countries are going to be doing this. This is kind of the commodity war, right? So real things are going to be revalued in a way that hasn't taken place in a long time.
Understood.
So could be big.
So we're a little bit past 2, and people are starting to wind down. People are saying good night, and the chat people in the chat are winding down.
I think I'm winding down as well.
Yeah, I hear it in your voice.
We took a dip down to about 68.50, which sounds funny to say, a dip down to 68.50, but it's back up well above 69. I think by the end of tomorrow we could have $70, guys. This is awesome.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. I'll probably wake up like everybody else and go check the market.
Yep.
Anyway, if it's okay with y'all, I'm good about closing the live stream.
Yep. Thanks
everyone for coming.
Yep.
Keep stacking, and I think we're going to be seeing silver go up and gold go up, and with the global economy doing what it's doing, it'll be interesting. I think we're not going to see more than a 20% pullback, but it'll be interesting. It'll be a lot of fun. So I want to thank my guests, Long Live Coins, Great Scott, OC Stacker, a brief show by BTH, whoever BTH is. It would have been nice to have heard him say something. Congratulations to my new mod, Baba Wawa. I love that. God rest Gilda Radner's soul.
Yeah.
So, as always, we're going to end on the outro. So I want you all to feel free to stay long enough. My brother-in-law and I worked hard on it. So, you too, Great Scott. So I'm going to just close it right now. Good night, everyone.
Yep. Night, everybody.